So, mind you, Kimmy never mentions that she is disappointed in Tisha about doing the markup. And then, them having a space that was so small, smaller than everybody else's. The only thing she over there talking about is, the argument between uh, Tisha and Stormisha and Tisha and Mr. Tiffany. And she never says at any point, but she lets later on in the show she lets Maurice know. But she doesn't want to rock the boat with old Tisha because old Tisha got them sensitive feelings. Well, I said I was over there and I thought Tisha, me and Stormy, I thought we had got to a good place. And I didn't expect her to act like she was acting at the best spot. And then Kimmy said, yeah, things got really heated. And Tisha said, yeah, they did. And I was so on Stormy's side when Stormy said, get active. Baby, she said that so calm. I was like, you better go. Because Tisha is low now. And Kimmy says she's cancer free. Kimmy says the only thing she has to do is have more doctor's visits, no more radiation, no more chemo. Shout out to Kimmy on that. Now, before Stormy and KEKE came on the show, Kimmy was always my favorite, always smart and brilliant. But these last couple of seasons, I have not thought of her so much as my favorite. Now, Stormy got on the wrong team, didn't she? Now she see how Tisha is. They having this conversation about her, and I'm pretty sure Stormy has seen it by now. So now she done let her mama go over there, which she should have been controlling mama's Twitter fingers, and a fan mail, and has about ruined the friendship between her and Mel. And she had a good ally Mel, because it could have been, Mel and her against the rest of them. Well, in an alliance, but they all in an alliance. And then, as dirty as she is as a cousin, if my memory serves me correctly, it was Tisha who brought up the Crime Stoppers, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but either way, she over there discussing her cousin with Kimmy. Well, I saw the Crime Stopper, and when I saw it, they was sending me all kind of text messages. I just hope that KEKE ain't back on that stuff. And I just really can't help her no more. And Kimmy, messy. Being messy. That's what that was. I can't help it either because, Maurice ain't that kind of lawyer. What kind of lawyer is Maurice then? Do we know? In the next scene, Kimmy, nope. Sorry about that. Sexy Chris goes to see Motel Hotel. And Sexy Chris is over there telling Motel Hotel about the house. Ooh-wee. I don't like Sexy Chris's confessional look, that hair in the middle and slit down on both sides. What? Why don't you wear your sexy man hair? Then, not the confessional look. I wasn't feeling it. But it says Chris is tired of Martell. First of all, he goes over there and Martell is disrespecting him in the house that he's about to sell, telling him he should take off his shoes. Then Motel gets in his confessional and says, well, I think if you're going to go see somebody at their house, then you should take off your shoes, especially if you're a realtor. I say, why That is his house to sell. I know that they have an owner, but he's the head of the realty part of the home. So it's his house to sell. If he gonna have to clean it up after your dirty butt get out of there. With all just skeeted all over the house. You wouldn't probably had what the name is, that side piece you got. Mac and cheese, coleslaw, mashed potatoes. You probably had her over there slanging your jism everywhere. So anyway, you're gonna have to clean up anyway. So Chris goes on to say, well, man, when you getting out of here? Basically that's what it says. And he's like, I'm very disappointed in you taking advantage of our friendship. And through this whole conversation, Martell has zero compassion for this man as his friend. That's what quote unquote narcissists do. And he said, as a friend, I would think that you would give me some more time. Man, I have given you 8 months. And then he says, well, I need about 90 more days. You just gonna put me and my kids, you don't care just about the money. You gonna put me and my kids out on the streets? And so forth and so on. And this and that. And Chris says, calmly, 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks. I have already given you enough grace. And he's like, I'm already pissed off at him for having enough nerve to subpoena me. And I'm trying to be friends with both of these individuals. I am friends with Martell and I am friends with Melanie. And him putting me in the middle is taking both sides. Hotel is taking advantage of the friendship. And he thinks that I'm supposed to let him stay in these people's houses. These people can sell their home whenever they get ready. And that is correct. Motel is a jerk in this situation. And he's telling him, well, I just need more time. And Chris calmly says, one more time, 2 weeks. And Chris, that's the way you have to do people like that. Now, this is what I almost skipped. How did I almost skip over that scene to get the Cheese Puff and Kimmy? Well, Cheese Puff and Kimmy, they go riding on the bikes. And they both highly competitive on those little automatic bikes. And here's where Kimmy tells Maurice what she should have told Tisha. She goes on to say, well, I was talking to Tisha about the event, and we found out that we paid our money, and our booth space was so small. And Maurice said, yeah, that I didn't like that, because our booth space was smaller than everybody else, and we paid, as if Stormy should have known to pay too. But then he thinks about that thing. You mean to tell me they were letting other vendors in and made Brother Man pay? And other vendors didn't have to? Well, yeah, Kim, that's my point. Maurice, they let other vendors in free and we had to pay as well. And our space was so small. No, not cool. What are you going to say to your brother, Cheese Puff? You going to confront him? Because now we see how dirty he is in business, even with you and your wife. Then Kimmy says, well, Maurice, I dropped my yoni egg out in the toilet, and I'm actually ready to get back, into what we do and what we do best. And that yoni egg is going to stimulate those vaginal muscles. He said, yeah, I'm ready for you to get your libido back too. And she's like, well, I'm not aroused, but, it's the medicine. Nope. Cheese Puff. It's in your head, Kimmy. And then she's like, you borderline being a jackass. Asshole is what she said. And then he says, well, how much time? Point at his clock. It's a watch. How much time is this going to take, Kimmy? And she's like, How am I supposed to know this, Maurice? I am on a medication that, has taken a whole lot out of me, made me tired. And he said, well, you've been completing the physical act. But she said, don't you understand? Just like when you are erect, that's arousal for you. I want the same. I want to enjoy having sex with you. Then he said, well, I guess he's thinking to himself, as long as I'm enjoying it. And then she said, well, it's more of a conscious thing for women. And then he goes on to say, nope, it's a choice. Then she said, well, you need counseling. And then she says, tonight, you won't be getting any because it's going to be a conscious choice for me not to be physical. And he says, well, I won't be getting in it, I guess. And she said, no, you won't. And rolled off on her bike. This man right here, I cannot believe I thought from season 1 through 3 that he was a little bit different than those other two, Motel and Marcel. Cheese Puff is no different. As a matter of fact, he is worse, thinking he's supposed to get up on top and hump on a woman that's going through chemo and has had breast cancer. You a different kind of sick than those other two on my list. Then Courtney and Storm over at the warehouse, child. And Courtney is telling him about the disagreement that she had with Tisha. And he's like, well, I had no idea that you were having a disagreement with Tisha. And she was like, well, she's just as messy as her husband. But she agreed with me at the event about not paying that $100. And you could tell in a way that he was punking her. Because he all down in her face. Because she agreed with a woman. And went against her husband. That's how she was at first. But then she takes me out to lunch and tells me that we were both in the wrong. Nope. Nobody was wrong but Marcel. Marcel and Tisha did dirty business with that black Espo. They did. I'm looking at the show. And I'm seeing how they operate. How everyone was getting in free initially. And then they assumed because Stormy is the biggest draw besides Melody and has the most funds besides Melody, that she should have had no problem paying that $100 at the last minute. Joke on you, suckers. Because this woman is a smart businesswoman for a reason. Stop it. And then Courtney saying, well, look like they don't need to have another black Espo because they were very unorganized. And Stormy says yes. And Stormy's in there working in that warehouse, trying to get those products out. Now, people can say what they want to say on these other Twitters and these other internets that I've been reading about Stormy products or Riding and Ratchet and whatever. I got my stuff and I got my stuff on time. That is my girl. That is my homegirl. And I'm not going to say anything to disparage her business. Just like she stood behind KEKE, and big ups for Stormy for that. I just hate that she let her mother get involved between her and Melody. Because, like I said, they could have been a dynamic duo. Those two do and are the brands of that show. And Tiffany is worried about a brand? Stop, girl. Stop it. So, now I hope that Stormy sees that she has been on the wrong team going forward. I hope she kind of humbles herself to Melody. Then she mentions to Courtney about the baby reveal. Tiffany wants me to help her with the baby reveal. And I was thinking, she don't want to invite KEKE because she's judging her. And I don't think that has anything to do with KEKE or Tiffany. For that matter, what does that have to do with either of them? Do she think she gonna steal her baby? Right. What is she gonna steal at Tiffany's baby reveal? If she's a thief, what is she gonna steal? And Stormy is really irritated at the fact that the whole group is against KEKE. She's like, they all on Crime Stoppers, acting like this girl killed somebody, acting like she was all in a getaway car in the parking lot, and it wasn't even like that. And she was like, I just want y'all to know, talking to the audience, that I'm not like that. We all make mistakes, and we don't know what this girl has done, and she hasn't been charged with anything. Stormy, I like that about you. Girl, I wish you hadn't gotten into it with Mel. Anyway, in another scene, Mel goes over there to see KEKE, and this is where the magic happens. Oh, my friend KEKE, she just talking regular. Girl, my back hurt. Girl, this happened. Not addressing the Home Depot size elephant in the room. She just talking about her other issues. And Mel gives her a shirt, and she says, you know, I'm giving you a shirt that says push through because you've been through so many things. Mel finally brings up the Crime Stoppers incident, and KEKE says, you know, she's shocked, right? She's shocked that Mel brought that up, but you know, this is a show, and Mel knows how to move the show along. In my Kim Kardashian voice, I have to say, again, Tiffany, you are the least branded person on the show. So you can just stop with the bullshit. You may not like this dark-skinned black woman. Are you using your white side tactics on this dark-skinned Afro-American woman? Are you? Because you're seeming like a Karen right now, and you have been accused of that before. And here you are again, doing the same thing. You know, in the black community, we are very unconscious of our colorist ideas and tactics. And baby, you seem very calculated. And Tisha, getting ready to close. This is your cousin, your blood. I know y'all aren't getting along, and a lot of that's because of your mama, honey. But you sitting up here judging this woman when I have seen sketchy video, allegedly, of you doing the same exact thing with different products that your cousin is being accused of. All you had to do was keep your mouth closed. You brought it to the group as well, and you had no problem doing it and no remorse. The only thing that you kept under your wraps for a little while was her drug addiction. Now you talking about, I hope she ain't back on that stuff. Okay, right? I have no judgment for KEKE. Again, KEKE has not been charged with anything, right? So